the people that really care about that optic of being seen and being heard. They're like, oh my God, please don't cancel me. But if you don't give a shit about being canceled, go right ahead. You can't cancel the uncancelable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And another good topic on that, probably the last one we'll touch on here, is Channing was saying oftentimes when he gets invited to do like a speech or do a presentation at somewhere, when he comes in, he'll say, when he's introduced to the person who called him in, the person will be like, hey, I'm whatever. He's like, hey, I'm Channing, you're welcome. And they're like, what do you mean you're welcome? He's like, you're welcome that I came.
True.
He said, oftentimes, he's like, I know it comes off very brash and very egotistic and arrogant.
Yeah.
But he's like, they want me in this room.
Yeah.
Why is it that as black men are we always saying, oh, thank you.
I'm so grateful.
We're so grateful for you having us.
Yeah.
He's like, no. You called me.
Yeah.
You're paying me to be here.
And you're welcome.
And you're welcome.
You're welcome, guys, showing up. More reps. All right. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of More Reps Podcast with your host, Chadwick Brown.
And I'm Kavana Beckles.
And as you may have noticed, we got a little change of scenery here. This is our clinic here, United Wellness. You know, we're going to switch it up a little bit. You guys, a little sneak peek as to what goes on here in our setup, you know. So we got some good topics this week as usual, and obviously the good old supersets. So set one we're going to get into today is how has social media hindered or helped your fitness and also the fitness industry? Because we're all impacted by social media, we're all on it.
For sure.
You know, for the most part. So what are your views on that? How's it impacted you?
I just found like kind of over the course of the last 2 years where COVID kind of took over, I just see a absolute explosion on the amount of people that are into fitness, that are delivering coaching, that are giving information around fitness, what to do. And there's good and there's bad. I feel that the explosion is great for everyone because ultimately moving is a lot better. Just being more conscious of your fitness abilities is on the rise as well. But again, there's a lot of misinformation out there because now everyone's considered to be a coach or a high level instructor, and I think there's a lot of bad information and a lot of people are getting hurt. So for me personally, I think it's hindered a little bit more than helped people.
Okay, interesting. I feel the same way you're feeling there too. Definitely when COVID happened, there was a huge influx. All of a sudden, everyone's certified. Everyone's a fitness person, hashtag fitness and all this and whatnot. But again, it's a double-edged sword. There's been a lot of good, because I've actually learned a lot of things through social media. Different techniques I've seen. There's also some really good influencers, if you know how to filter them out. They're actually on there and know what they're talking about, but there's a lot of fluff. There's a lot of people, just because they look good, now it's like, okay, use these 3 bicep workouts for big biceps, and they naturally have big biceps, and it's just like, it's a regular curls. I'm like, okay, well, I could have figured that out, just Google it myself.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's definitely helped me, and it's definitely hindered, because you can also start getting in your head, because you can start comparing yourself to the people you're seeing on there. It's like, okay, well, I want to look like this guy. Let me try to follow what he's doing. Not knowing that guy might be 5'8". It's a lot easier for him to put on size than someone like myself who's 6'3". You know what I mean? So it could go either way. It's all about knowing how to filter out the bullshit.
Exactly. I feel the same way.
For sure. But, all right, set number 2. We're going to be talking about online coaching versus in-person coaching. Let's just look at our opinions on that. Myself, I'm not a fan of teaching people online because when you try to teach someone how to live properly, you've got to physically see what they're doing. Watching them on a camera, on a screen, you're never going to be able to see if they're hinging properly, if they're doing like a deadlift. You're not going to see if their elbows are aligned properly, if they're doing a shoulder press. So I feel like, I'm not trying to shit on anybody, but I feel like people that do online coaching, they're not really doing their clients a justice. I feel like they're just taking the money and just watching them on the camera. Yeah, okay, good, two more. And you can't really see them and critique them and give them the right fixes they need for the form and whatnot. Easy to count reps and watch them do it and whatnot, but you're not doing them a justice by actually seeing them in person.
I feel similar because growing up in sports, the only thing online was you were able to, or had the ability to buy an online program. And then you were left kind of on your own to fulfill that program. And then now it's switched over to online coaching with Zoom and that kind of stuff. And I feel the same way. Like, I'm a trainer that's always been in person, instructing, correcting, making very minute corrections that will go a long way, versus I can't really see all the angles online.
Exactly.
And I don't know the tempo, I don't kind of know the atmosphere that the person's training in.
Yep.
If I have them face to face, I can tell if they're having a bad day, how we're going to alter it.
Yep.
If they're depleted a little bit hydration wise, we can alter that. But on a camera, I can't do that personally on the camera.
And all those things you're saying, those are all variables that's going to determine how well they're progress, how their session is of the day, and you can't pick up on body language through the camera. Like when my clients walk in, I could tell right off the bat if they've had a shitty sleep. Just how they're walking and their demeanor. I could tell if they haven't had the proper hydration, like you said, and all those things are needed. Where it's like watching the camera, and even if I flip it around, if I was a client, I just don't know if like everything that this person's telling me, I can go on Google and just watch a video and follow along with that instead of having just someone watch me on a Zoom call. You know what I mean? It's just it just seems like you're really chinsing out your clients by doing online. It's like in person is definitely the way to go.
Yeah, and I'll even take it from the other side of it. If you're a beginner and your comfort zone or comfort levels in your household, for sure, get that online coaching until you can get your confidence up where you can get into a facility, because oftentimes bigger gyms are very intimidating and people don't want to go in that atmosphere.
Absolutely.
Totally understand. But again, I think it would have to be a process where you're building up your confidence and then moving into a facility.
For sure. Yeah. And even in that instance, then if I was a coach, I would say, well, I'll come to you.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't want to come into the gym as opposed to doing it online, I'll come to you. If you don't have weights, I'll bring a couple weights and then I'll run you through a circuit like that. So at least that way they can build their confidence at home in their comfort zone and eventually break out that bubble and come to a facility like United and get some coaching, you know what I mean? So yeah, absolutely. Nice. It goes both ways. It goes both ways.
For sure.
Yes, sir. All right. Set 3. We're going to be talking about how to pick a personal trainer. This is a good one. This is a really good one.
Okay, so
what are your thoughts on this, bro?
I would say personal training is a lot like picking a counselor or a life coach. There has to be a connection and a synergy there.
1,000,000%.
In order for both parties to benefit and to trust each other.
Yep.
So I might come to you as a client and we're just not vibing. And it doesn't mean that he's a bad trainer or I'm a bad client. It's just that connection's not there.
It's not a fit.
And I'm never going to buy in. So the accountability level is never going to be there.
Absolutely.
So I would say find a trainer that you're comfortable with and ask them about their different styles, or her about their different styles and how their methods have impacted some of their old clients, and then see if that person's good for you. You might have to take a few sessions from that trainer and then jump over to another trainer. You never know.
Absolutely.
You never know.
Absolutely. Very good points. I agree with that 100%. Yeah, it's like, I know for me as a trainer, I usually try to give clients a free session just to see if we have that chemistry. You know, and questions that I give them as a trainer is just like, well, how do you learn? You learn better verbally. You learn better visually. You know, and then I even flat out ask the client, so, well, what are you looking for in a trainer? Like, what do you need? What kind of push do you need? Because not everyone needs someone like, come on, four more reps. Sometimes you need someone just to kind of like push them through it, tell them to lock in. You know, so again, you're right. It just comes down to chemistry. If you can work synergistically with the person. And the only way to really know it is to have a couple sessions. And like you said, there's nothing wrong with having a couple sessions with this person. Try that person. I like this guy better. I'm gonna go with him.
Yeah, exactly. I've had the best impact with my clients when I've had a deeper connection with them other than personal training. We get into just things that are affecting them daily in their life. And from my experiences, if I can give them a little bit of knowledge and information around that, our connection as a client and trainer works a lot better, and the results are impacted a lot better.
Absolutely, for sure. And I've had a couple clients where it didn't actually start out well. It started out like it was weird energy, more really vibing. But as time gone on, just even in between sets in the a rest period, just like shooting the shit, and a vibe starts building, and now it's flowing now. And I've had this client for 7 months now. You know, so again, there's ways to work around it if you're not really vibing, but at the same time, you can't force it. If it just isn't going to work, so you know what? Unfortunately, this ain't going to work. Whether you tell them that or they say the same thing back to you, and it's fine. You can go on to somebody else.
Yeah. Well, one thing too is when you are picking a personal trainer, you have to realize that there's no guarantees. So
never that.
If you're coming in with guarantees on yourself that you need to hit your schedule on timelines. I need to be this way, look this way aesthetically, and all this. And a personal trainer is promising you that. I would say that's not a good trainer.
Stay away from them. They're flat out lying to you and they're trying to take your money.
Exactly.
Exactly. Because like you said, there's no guarantees in it. You have to put in the work in, and you got to follow the guidance of that trainer in order to get there. But they can't promise you. In 6 months you're going to be a size 1, and you're going to lose this much weight to put on a muscle. It's impossible. So they definitely run for the hills if they're promising that.
For sure. And even to build on top of that, you have to have the ability to give that trainer time to let his system or her system actually take effect.
Absolutely.
Because it's a two-sided agreement where a trainer is going to put in A, B, C, and D for you to do, and if you're not doing those things, he or she is left thinking like, I put in these systems and nothing's working.
Yeah. Like,
so are you being honest and accountable for your actions on that side?
Yep.
So the two, again, like the synergy has to be there on both sides.
Absolutely. Because we're only with them for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours a week.
Exactly.
God knows what they're doing the rest of the time. They be flat out lying to me. Oh, my diet is on point. They're eating McDonald's every day.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So absolutely. So definitely choose wisely, people. Give your trainer a tryout. See if you guys vibe out and everything first before you go and pick your trainer. Now we're about to get into set 4, supersets. Let's do it. All right. Set 4, here we go. Superset time, baby. Got one for my man here. Right. I know you're a big basketball head. We're taking it to the 3-pointers. Yeah. 3-point specialists. Reggie Miller or Steph Curry?
Tough one. See, I grew up on Reggie, and Reggie was super clutch.
Ice cold.
But he was a player that was very distinctive in his era, and you knew he was a specialist. I think I'm going to go with Steph Curry because he revolutionized the 3-point shot for the whole game of basketball.
Okay.
So now he has forced all the other teams and worldwide to shoot probably 30 to 40% more threes as a combined team in every season, rather than Reggie Miller being a specialist, a game ender specialist at that time.
Absolutely. Okay. Kind of a tangent off of that. Who was more clutch? Who had more game-winning clutch shots?
Clutch? I'm going with Reggie.
Going Reggie for sure. Okay, absolutely. Yeah, he was a killer. He killed a lot of Knicks fans.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Nice. Superset back to you. Might be a little controversial for a couple guys, but in a gym setting, are you training more in pants or in shorts?
I actually have a little scheme for this.
Okay.
If I'm doing upper body, pants.
Okay.
Lower body, shorts.
Okay.
100%, because I'm the type that I want to actually see my muscles working.
Yes.
So if you're doing pants and you're doing legs, you might see the muscles protruding as you're contracting, but you want to actually see the fibers and stuff moving. And I like to actually touch my muscles actually when I'm working to help build my muscle connection. So again, if it's lower body, I'll do like a long sleeve and shorts, maybe even a cutoff, but definitely shorts. Upper body, sleeves out, pants. 100%.
Nice.
100%.
To piggyback on top of that, I was always a big believer because building legs for me was a very difficult area.
Yeah.
So I kind of adopted what Arnold used to talk about was if you see it all the time, you have no choice but to build it. So I would just go shorts and tights all day long until I got my legs comfortable enough where if I felt like wearing tights for leg day, I could because my legs are exactly where I want them to be.
Got it.
So guys, don't be scared.
Nope.
Take off the shorts and get down to the tights and just see those fibers working.
Absolutely.
Don't train all the time in pants. It just it's not good for you.
Mix it up. Mix it up for sure. Definitely mix it up. One back for you. For shoulders.
Okay.
Shoulder press, lateral raise. What's your preference?
I would say I would like overhead, like a overhead press, just because I like to feel the weight on top of me as I'm starting to lift it up. I think I can get a better muscle engagement by having a heavier load and just more core and total body engagement by lifting that heavy weight up above.
Absolutely, for sure. I have a better connection with lateral raises myself.
Okay.
Shoulder press, I find like if I'm doing them not neutral, but when my palm's facing out, it kind of impinges my shoulders a little bit because I have a bum shoulder here. So I definitely, if I was doing it, I'd be doing more neutral, but I get a better connection to doing a lateral raise properly, leading with my elbows first. It hits the side delt a lot more for myself. Absolutely.
Nice. Back at you, switching it up a little bit. Reading physical pages or audiobooks?
I'm gonna say audiobooks. I've definitely got on the audiobook wave because I've never been a big avid reader at all.
Yeah.
I read very slow, and then sometimes I have to read it like a couple times for it to actually absorb.
Okay.
You know, but I always listen to a lot of podcasts when I'm driving from call to call when I'm working and whatnot. So instead, I would put on an audiobook, and I take it a lot better. It's more digestible for me. I absorb what's being said, and it's easy to kind of go back to reference to, as opposed to if I have a book and I got to put highlights in and go back. I can just put a bookmark on my audiobook. I want to hear that part again. Click. I'm back at it. So definitely audiobooks over
reading
paper books for sure. One back at you. R&B or dancehall? Or even reggae, like classic reggae.
Classic reggae.
That's your choice?
No,
you just say that. Okay.
I'm just pondering right now. Because again, like we said on a few podcasts ago, my life's kind of went in different segments for music.
Yeah.
So I grew up more so on the old school reggae dancehall vibes in the clubs within Hamilton.
Yeah.
But then now I think I'm a little bit more laid back where I'm listening to more classical R&B.
Got it.
Yeah. So I would say right now R&B.
R&B. Yeah. I think I'm right there with you. I like a good dancehall and a good reggae if I'm up in that type of environment. But I'm a big hip hop head, and R&B is like a first cousin to hip hop to me. There's definitely a lot of crossover to the two. So I mean, even in terms of the beats and even the features, a lot of rappers are on R&B things. So definitely more R&B. Still got love for reggae and dancehall for sure, but R&B all day.
Okay. All right. Next superset question back at you. Would you prefer counting your repetitions or just concentrating on that muscle engagement?
Great one. The first 3 years of my lifting career definitely was counting reps. Just focusing everything on that. I hit 12 last week. This week I gotta go 13. Week after that I gotta go 14. And chasing that, if you're just trying to chase that number, you're not really focusing on connecting with the muscle. You're just focusing on, okay, I got to get to 14. Even if it looks sloppy as shit, I'm still going to get that 14 and then be able to log it in and show that I did it. But at the end of the day, you're not isolating the muscle you want to be doing it if you're using all these secondary muscles to get the weight up. So definitely as of recently, my wife and I, we definitely changed our style and we train more for feeling, getting close to failure. It's like, I won't really count reps until I start feeling that deep burn. Then it's like, okay, now I'm going to do 5 more. So definitely want to get a better connection with it, go for feeling, chase that burn, as opposed to just getting arbitrary numbers.
Yeah.
Yourself?
Yeah, I've kind of flip-flopped back and forth with my training style over the years, where sometimes, like you said, just chase that number and just hit that number. I know I was good for that day, but then I always felt after I hit that number, I'm like, maybe I could have did 3, 4, 5 more. And
absolutely.
Got a way better connection with that mind muscle.
Yeah.
And then now I'm kind of the same style that you're training right now, where I'm working up. I'd probably be maybe 5, 6 reps in, and that's when I start to feel the connection. So then I just go to failure pretty much every set now.
Absolutely. Definitely train more for feeling.
Yeah.
For sure, absolutely. Superset back at you. You're sneakerhead. Jordans or Reeboks?
I would say Jordans.
That's an easy one. Okay.
Yeah.
Not on Reeboks at all?
A little bit.
Okay.
Some of the old school Reebok for sure.
Okay.
But Jordan for me was like the timeless classic, and then they keep releasing new colorways. And honestly, growing up, I wasn't in the position or my mom to even afford Jordan, so they were always like that sacred shoe that I always wanted once I started getting money. And then once I had the ability to get Jordans, it was just like,
it was on.
Oh,
I gotta get the 6s. I gotta get
at one point, I had every single one up to probably about retro 18s.
Damn.
Multiple colorways. Sold them off a couple times and then got the whole collection back, sold them off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would have to say Jordans all day long.
Okay. Yeah. Fair. Nice. That's a good one. Got a next one for me?
Yeah. So going back to the movie side of things.
All right.
The 2 that I had in my mind were Belly.
Love Belly.
Or SHOTTAS.
Woo! Jeez, again, another hard one. SHOTTAS was a Badman movie for real. Yeah. Oh man. Wow. I'm gonna say based off the one I've watched the most, and that's gonna be Belly.
Yeah, okay.
100% Belly. And it's one of those when I first watched Belly, I kind of was laughing at it more because it was like, okay, like it was definitely over the top. It was like a 2-hour music video to me, you know. But I started watching it more and more, and I was actually like, I gotta fuck with this. I like this, you know what I mean? DMX's character was insane, and Nas's character kind of balanced him out. You know, but SHOTTAS was classic. Yeah, it was classic. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna have to say Belly. And I think Hype Williams actually did that. He was a video director.
Yes.
Which is like kind of ironic. I thought it was like a music video, but Belly for sure.
Yeah, I would agree. Same with Belly, just because I was a real big DMX fan at the time.
Okay.
And then
DMX in the movie. I
so they went over and started doing some movies and some other film stuff. And then, Belly. Okay. And I always loved like the persona and the character that Lennox played.
Yeah,
just being like the top, being the top guy.
Yeah. Absolutely, I like that. Next, we're back at you. Training at home or training in the facility? If you had to do one.
Where I am right now in my training regimen, I would say training at home.
Okay.
The one thing I highly dislike, and it's not to discourage anyone from training in a public place or setting, I just disliked being really engaged into my set and my reps, and then having someone come over and try to have a conversation with me.
Got it.
So that kind of steered me away from the bigger gyms, and I started to go to, like we have here, kind of like a hybrid boutique style gym, and then ultimately building a gym at home where I know I can just get my workout in, there's no distractions, I'm just focused for that hour and a half, and then go on. But I do like the vibe and some of the scenery of a global gym, but I just don't like the distractions sometimes.
Fair enough, I like that. That's a good answer.
How about yourself?
I'm probably gonna say in a facility, because at home, it's easy to not work out.
Yes, for sure.
It's easy to be like, okay, you know, I'm gonna work out, and then you're sitting on your couch, and it's like an hour goes by, it's like, man, like, I'm not gonna do this. It's easier to skip your workouts at home. When you actually get your ass to a facility, you're already here. Now you gotta do it, you know? And we have a semi-decent setup at our home, but there's a lot of things here that we just don't have at home. Everything at home, at our home gym, we can train every body part there, but then here is just so much more variety and more options. So I'm gonna say for myself, I'd rather train at a facility. Okay. For sure.
All right, my last superset question to you is training in front of a mirror or mirrorless?
I'm gonna say, I guess it all comes down to what I'm training.
Okay.
But I guess overall, I'd say mirror.
Okay.
Because I want to actually see. Let's say I'm working on my arms. I want to actually see what's happening. Like I said earlier, I want to see the fibers actually contracting and moving, as opposed to me just looking down and watching them. But if I'm doing like a leg press or something, then I can actually just look down and I can see them working.
Yes.
So overall, I'd probably say mirror, even though it doesn't really matter. I guess it all comes down to what I'm training.
Yeah.
You?
50-50. I would say a lot of times in my garage I don't have any mirrors, so I do train mirrorless a lot, but I do like coming into a boutique type of gym and getting that visual cue if something's off. If my training, when I'm training dumbbells, if something's off when I'm doing shoulder press, I can correct it and just see what's happening.
You can physically see it. This one's one higher than the other.
Because I don't train with a trainer. I don't get coached by a trainer currently. But in the past, my trainers would have the ability to correct something as I'm training.
Absolutely.
Where the mirror is going to act as my trainer, and I can see the cue and what to do and how to adjust it.
Good point. Good point for sure. Absolutely. Well, there you have it, people. Episode 4 of More Reps Podcast. I hope y'all enjoyed that as much as we enjoyed giving it to y'all. Once again, this is United Wellness right here. You can come check us out. 288 Queenston Road in Hamilton. You can follow us on Instagram. You can also follow us on TikTok. And also you can hit us up on the email if you got any suggestions, comments, anything. Hit us up. Let us know what y'all think. Signing off, Chadwick Brown.
Goodbye to Beckles.
See y'all next time.